What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of PlayStation Generation, episode 65. My name is Matt, and I'll be your host for today's events. I'm joined, as always, by my little soda pop himself, Mr. Denis Rukun. What's up, Danny?
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you be?
Living the dream. Living the dream.
Living the dream. It is hot as balls out here.
Yes, tell me about it.
It is sweaty season, but I hope you're staying cool and being cool. You know. You know. And of course, hanging out with us as always is the PlayStation Hokage himself, Mr. Rice. Boy, what's up, Ricey?
Yes, BSTL. Do people remember that?
BSTL is not an acronym I have heard in a hot minute, but I appreciate it.
It's hot outside, guys. All right, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you don't, well, just Urban Dictionary it. I'm sure it won't be that difficult to find. On this week's show, we're going to be talking about some PlayStation going multi-platform. We're going to talk some potential hints towards the PS6, Splitgate, Elden Ring, and a whole lot more. So strap in and prepare thyselves for the show of a lifetime. But before we do all that, we, of course, got to touch a little bit about what we've been playing on. So, Denny, I want to know, what has been your VGTL? VGSTL. What video game has been stuck to your leg this last week?
Tell us, Denny.
Well, maybe I got something unstuck from my leg. So I finally fucking finished Expedition 33.
Let's go.
Oh, it was so good, you guys.
Yes.
He finished the game.
Without going into spoilers, obviously, did you like the ending? Because the ending is pretty divisive. I personally love the swings that they take, but I know that not everybody does. So I have to ask, what did you think? And, without going into spoilies.
The last act was a total roller coaster ride.
Mm-hmm.
Did not expect that.
Any of it? Yep.
Yeah, I was just like, wait, what? Jaw was on the floor, which was great. Had a very tough, and I know we talked about this a long time ago, like right when the game first came out, where there's a very interesting decision you have to make.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with the decision I made, and actually, I'm glad I made that decision. But the ending definitely left me like watching that final scene where I saw what you see in that ending, and I was just like, oh no.
It's so interesting to hear you say that, and I agree entirely. I'm very happy with the ending I made, but I didn't feel good, and I don't think there's an avenue to feeling good.
I don't think either ending, because I did decide to look up what the other ending was.
Same.
Neither of them are good.
I mean, when we say good, like there's asterisks here, and like we're not going to get into spoilers, but like I'm glad you finished it. I also like when Act 3 hit, I literally put down my controller and I just sat there for about 5 minutes, being like, hold on, I have to like rethink a lot here.
I had to step away, take a break, like regather everything that I knew about this game, and but the thoughts I have about this game.
Oh, dude, is it your game of the year?
Yep. Game of the year, game of the last 2-3 years.
Yes, buddy.
I'm so glad that I read like an article right now, like recently, that Sandfall went to go visit Square Enix.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And because they want to talk about ideas.
That's love.
Because this game shows you don't need to have an action RPG to have a damn good RPG.
Let me ask you this: do you think there is an icicle's chance in hell that they make a Final Fantasy spinoff? I don't think they're going to make like the next numbered entry. They're not out here going to making 17. But do you think that given the success of Expedition 33, Square Enix might be like, yeah, you can make Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles 2,
Yeah, I would love to see that. I think there is an icicle's chance in hell because, I mean, they've given weirder developers projects. Like, anybody remember Strangers of Paradise?
Or Crystal Chronicles?
That's true. Crystal Chronicles. I guess that's why you brought that up. Yeah, I think they could do it, and I think they do a damn good job of it. And I think it would like invigorate some love and appeal to the Final Fantasy franchise. And then Square Enix will go ahead and shit the bed by giving us like a or an action-based Final Fantasy 17. So
they're gonna go full RTS in Final Fantasy 17.
They're gonna go full BSTL.
Blade stuck to the leg. Right. You've been playing.
I am just about finished Borderlands 3.
Nice.
Completed
Did you get to
that.
the end of Expedition 33?
I have
No,
not.
he has not.
Embarrassingly,
Talking
it was funny.
The eye of Matron turns from Denny to Rice.
It's true. This week, Denny was almost like he was inspiring me to race him to the finish. And I completely and utterly failed. But now this week, I'm going to have to and report back next week about my notes on the conclusion. So now I'm feeling FOMO. So maybe that's what it takes is I have to feel FOMO.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I fold.
How far did you get?
I'm still just in Act 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel you. All right.
Right. Rice. Not a big spoiler.
Yes. Yeah.
But when you get to the start of Act 3, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Okay.
A lot of fun.
Like fun. Because I take in things like pretty like the emotion.
Like depending on so story, I know this is not story wise, it's just gameplay wise.
Oh, okay, mechanically, yeah, okay.
Because there's something you get, I think, at the end of Act 2.
Right.
Right. It just really, really makes the game so much more fun.
Moon boots.
Yeah, basically
moon boots. Like from Arthur?
Yeah.
Like from real life.
Oh, like from real
life.
But
yes, like the shoes in Arthur.
The Tibble twins. Come on, you guys.
You do know these are like real things, right?
Are they really?
Like, are you too serious?
I'm not trolling now.
They're like trampoline shoes. Yeah, you can literally like bounce around on them.
Oh,
they were
moonboot.com?
This is like back in the late 90s. Were they called moon boots? Hold on. Now I'm tripping myself up.
Oh shit. Okay, so moon boot.
They are
first created in the 1970s.
Okay. Along with clunky shoe styles, the bit of a con.
These were like I have like a biscuit. Here we go. Hold on. Wait,
this is a pop culture reference that Matt knows and we don't.
Okay, for people, look, moon shoes.
Oh, those moon shoes.
Moon shoes. Got it.
Moon boots or something different.
Oh, maybe I said moon boots. That may have been on me, but I meant moon shoes. Like, yeah.
I mean, either way, this emulates what I was thinking. I referenced Arthur, and they the ones in Arthur, they had springs and they jumped really high.
Yeah, these are basically like trampolines attached, like shoes attached to trampolines. I can't imagine these were very safe.
I mean, they came out in the 50s originally, so yeah, no, they're death trap on
kids broke their bones.
Yeah, I guarantee you, we had at least a couple broken ankles, like literal broken ankles.
Terrible.
But Rice, what were you playing? You finished Borderlands 3?
Oh yeah. So other than the Borderlands, I continue this Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man series with my son. That has been so fun. Just reliving these games, man. Like these games still slap right now. Like it's kind of awesome. So we're deep in the Spider-Verse and enjoying that. And randomly, my wife, we just so we set up like a pillow fort,
nice,
in the living room, and she played like the first few hours of Fallen Survivor.
What is
that's the name of the game, right? Fallen Survivor.
I hope so.
Is it the Star Wars one? The Star Wars one.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Jedi Survivor, not Fallen Survivor.
Okay.
My bad.
There's a Fallen Survivor game though, but
what was the first one?
Jedi Order?
Fallen Order?
No, Fallen Order. I just mixed the two.
I was like, that didn't seem that wrong.
Yeah, it was right, but nah.
Yeah.
Played a few hours of that. I really enjoyed like her playing through that. That was hilarious. Yeah, and so gaming this week has been like a family affair. It's been great.
Hell yeah. I'm happy for you. I'm excited to continue hearing about your thoughts on Expedition 33 when the time comes. That time will be next week.
No pressure.
No pressure. As for myself, I continue to play Persona 5 Fandom X every day. And I'm playing a couple other things. One of which has actually taken me away from Donkey Kong Bonanza. But what those
Oh,
are, I can't tell yet. So prepare
oh,
thyselves for the
shoot.
future. But what might else be going on in the future, folks? Let's roll into our first news story because this has raised a kerfuffle across the internet these last few days. Coming from Windows Central, this is written by Jez Corden. Sony wants to quote unquote expand PlayStation Studios games beyond PlayStation hardware, hiring to partner with Xbox, Steam, Nintendo Switch, and more. Over the past year, Microsoft left first into the controversial decisions regarding the first party Xbox games output, putting
Mhm.
previously exclusive titles like Forza Horizon and many others onto rival consoles. At the time, Xbox's efforts to give up on console exclusive looked like a swan song for the embattled platform. Microsoft Xbox hardware sales continue to look bleak on paper, faced with relentless competition from PlayStation and Nintendo. Things are looking a little bit different. There was a job listing on PlayStation's official Greenhouse hiring platform where it says that they are looking to hire someone to execute the global commercial strategy for PlayStation Studios software titles across all digital platforms beyond PlayStation hardware. Obviously,
Man,
this sent the internet into a tizzy, in
busy.
rumors and speculation about what this means for PlayStation's exclusives going forward. So, Denny, I'm going to ask you: are we entering a fully third-party world here, or what is PlayStation's play going to be when it comes to other stations?
Um. Hmm. So the way I'm reading this is so far, it looks like it's just a way to outlet to other PC like distribution channels. So your Steams, your Epic Game stores, and I think with the mention of Xbox, it's through the Xbox Games app or the Xbox app on PC. Um,
Mm,
does it mean that Sony? For me, it's a short term, long term thing. I think short term, they're just looking at another way to digitally distribute their PC titles or
mhm.
titles they already have on PC. Long term, yeah, I think we could see a world where it is third party. Um, what that looks like depends on how the landscape changes, right? Do we still have 3 consoles at that time? I don't know.
Mhm.
Um, so
Interesting.
I think right now, for me, the biggest thing out of this, it's all gonna just be how can we sell more on PC?
Rice, you sound like you have thoughts, and I sound like I want to hear them.
Yeah, I listen, man. I cannot imagine a world. Maybe I can, but Sony
In a
plays.
world.
I guess I've maybe it's my experience with PlayStation. Maybe
Mm,
it's my kind of the beloved kind of community experience for people who are partial to PlayStation in their
mhm,
gaming sphere. I I find it difficult to grasp the idea of not having any kind of exclusive experience to consume under the PlayStation name. Now, Denny raises a great point, though. I think that in our conversations about, whatever, may it be console wars or exclusivity or whatever, gaming in its culture and also on the business side seems to be moving in that direction, a
mhm.
fully third party world. The console and what you buy isn't so, I guess it's not as important as it used to be. So I don't know what that looks like. I just can't imagine it. And I'd I'd be interested to see how this unfolds, but I think I'd be lying if I said that I fully think that it's gonna be a full third party experience.
I feel like I would be genuinely shocked
Mhm.
if Spider-Man 3, Last of Us
Dude.
2 again,
Oh, that's definitely
um,
going
wha
multi-platform.
like,
That's the
what
first thing that's going multi-platform is The
yeah,
Last of
seriously.
Us.
Whatever is going to be like, Wolverine, whatever else is coming down the road, I would be genuinely shocked if there comes a time that PlayStation drops these things day and date across all platforms.
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
that as we move into the PS6 and the next generation, I do see Xbox's sales tanking even harder than they did this generation because I don't know if we're gonna have like a purely named box. And now that we have this kind of very vocal support everywhere else, why would people buy an Xbox gaming machine? I still think that PlayStation is going to keep its first parties close to the chest at first.
Yeah,
I
at
think
least at first.
I think whether it's a year and a half, 2 years, whatever the kind of launch cadence they decide to be, once it comes to PC, yeah, I mean, the Switch 2 is now in a position where it can play stuff. It's I think like we're starting to see the bridges cross with Xbox with Helldivers 2 around the corner. We know they're already gung ho on PC. So many of their first party titles, including some of their biggest legacy IPs across like God of War, the new stuff like Ghost of Tsushima and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
That's all there now.
that's right.
It makes no sense not to have that door open.
Mhm.
How many sales is it really going to bring on Xbox? I don't know, but I could see these things if they did drop a Spider-Man collection on Switch 2.
It would kill, man.
I'm saying so. Like
It would kill.
the thing is, it's like the PC audience is clearly huge. We know
Sure.
this. Their strategy here has worked. Their games
Right.
sell well on PC.
Mhm.
The Xbox audience, whatever, for whoever is still going to be on that ride, I'm sure they'll want to check out these games.
Mhm.
But for the Switch audience, that is a massive,
Massive.
massive, massive market.
Crazy.
Untapped for PlayStation. And again, we started to see it with Lego Horizon,
Yeah.
right?
True.
We
True,
have
true,
we
true.
already there already exists a PlayStation Studios branded game or like a PlayStation game on Nintendo hardware.
Right.
I think that as Xbox kind of makes these moves, PlayStation kind of has to set its sights on Nintendo, and the questions become,
Yeah.
what can it do to differentiate it? If a handheld comes and you can play all of the PS6 games or whatever else day and date on ours, yes, or
Yeah.
you can wait a year and grab it on your Switch too. I can see that world
Yeah.
existing, and I think that's the most likely. I think Denny's right. The short term is probably going to be about Epic Games and whatever other launchers you want to bring into the equation just to generate whatever more sales you want to kind of get out there. But I think long term, it's just going to make sense for them because like again, like I can't see people buying in, many years later only for the exclusive catalog that already exists. People buy them for sure, but it's usually about the next thing that people want to buy in on, right?
Yeah.
So I could see
Mhm.
that being a possibility.
And that bodes well for the competitive space for handhelds as well. It seems to be moving in that direction. I mean, we've talked about kind of this weird time and space for handhelds, but like if these big brands are moving towards that and being able to take your games on the go, I mean, who knows, man? It could be good.
Denny, let me ask you a question. I'm going to bring in Black Wyver for our first listener question, saying, "What's the likelihood that we'll see Astrobot on another platform? The mascot to spread the message of the PS5 console." Do you think it could happen?
Yeah, I think it could happen. We've already kind of seen that happen with older mascots.
Hmm.
Like if
Yeah.
you think about your Crash Bandicoots and your Spyros, like we
Hmm.
had games on different platforms. I think though what may happen is they may not integrate like PS5 stuff as much as they did before. So will
Hmm.
we get the same quality of game would be my question if it goes multiplat. Or if any Astrobot game goes multiplat.
I think that I think they kind of just bring it over wholesale. I mean, it's
Yeah.
basically free advertising for them if people buy in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think like would Nintendo with the way they are, would you think they'd allow a game that promotes a rival console?
I think if they're getting a cut of the check, why not?
Fair.
Right? Like I'm assuming that like they would have to reach some sort of deal to get on their storefront,
Mhm.
on Nintendo storefront, and like I could totally see Astrobot being on. I think PC is like a slam dunk lock. I think
Yeah.
that's an easy win. Um, like I mean, I'd play the shit out of Astrobot on my Steam Deck, no questions asked. I'd also play the shit out of it on my Switch too, no
Mhm.
problem.
Right.
And again, like
Right.
we already see MLB The Show
Yep.
Mm.
launches across everything now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
And
true.
again, that is an incredible promise of like cross play and cross saves. Like MLB The Show does everything.
Yep.
Yes.
Like, is there a world where like, yeah, I can hop on to Astrobot 2 on my PS6, then pick it up and continue playing on my PS6 handheld. Oh, my battery's dying. Let me hop in on my Switch 2, fully charged, ready to go. Like this almost like leapfrog effect of video gaming as you kind of
Yeah.
chain link different handhelds and different spaces together to continue to play the same game.
And I would say more of the consumer base is moving in that direction in terms of mentality. Like I'm seeing everywhere in my Discords and Instagram comments, like just buy your whatever chosen console. We should be able to play the same games on everything.
Yep.
That and like an Astrobot on a Switch, like I feel like that people who play predominantly on Nintendo platform on Nintendo hardware are like more primed for 3D platformers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like to be
yeah.
like, oh, I heard a lot about this. People said that this was as good as Super Mario Odyssey. It's here now. Of course I'll hop in and play it.
Yeah. Even like Ratchet and Clank. Dude.
Ratchet feels like a Nintendo franchise that like kind of like ended up in an alley on the way to PlayStation. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to see what kind of the future will look like and how many of these games will move. Let me ask you both this. Looking into those crystal balls of yours, when do we get the first proper PlayStation Studios game on Switch 2 if it happens? I'm not talking about like Lego Horizon. Like let's say like God of War, The Last of Us, Spider-Man. Like when do we get that to happen?
I have a follow-up question for that actually.
Yeah,
or to build on it.
Mm.
When you say like a proper release, like are we talking like built for the Switch 2 ground up or some sort of
No, just a port.
The port.
Okay.
An existing like God of War, like a God of War collection, bringing together God of War and Ragnarok. It's now on Switch 2.
Couple years?
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, Switch needs some time to build its catalog. So yeah, I think within this next year or two, we'll see that happen, and then yeah, man, we might be in a crazy different world in a couple of years from now.
I would say maybe at the earliest, I would give it 18 months.
Okay.
Jeez. And the only reason why I'd say 18 months is I could see Sony maybe just to kind of get a feel out there and not invest heavily in it. But do you kind of like the Capcom route where they do like a cloud-based game?
Right.
Like how they did with like Resident Evil 8 and 7. I think they did like the cloud streaming version of it. I say they do that and then see if there is a demand, then work on ports.
I think I could see a world where, again, if PlayStation is working on a handheld and they want to see how their games run on a handheld, it's not a far jump to start bringing them over to a Switch to see how they can kind of develop differently for different hardware. That, you know, if the PS6 handheld exists, they're gonna have to start doing that anyway. Yeah. So might as well start, stoking the fire by like launching these things on a Switch 2. You would have to imagine that like the PS6 handheld will be somewhat comparable, probably a little stronger than a Switch 2, given that it would probably come out in a few years. So like acting in that wheelhouse doesn't seem like a big stretch for me.
Right.
And you know what? Let's stay in possible PS6 territory. I'm going to bring in two articles back to back here. This is first one is coming from the PlayStation blog, because we are getting a PS5 system update that previews DualSense wireless controllers pairing across multiple devices. This is written by Shuzo Kikuchi over at Sony. Basically, you're now going to be able to have 4 devices mapped to a DualSense, and you can kind of hot swap between them rather than having to like repair over and over again. Once you pair it once, you're basically gonna have different slots, which you use like the PlayStation button and one of the face buttons to like be able to switch through different things. This for me, who like I like using my DualSense on my PC, and even like if I'm gonna remote play off my phone for whatever reason, if I don't have my thing, like that makes things a lot faster and a lot cooler. But then the other thing, and this is kind of like the big one, that could lead to something else. Power saver for games. Sony basically goes on to talk how they're going to be bringing on a new option called Power Saver. It's not available yet, but it will be in the future, where you can play PS5 games with scaled back performance, allowing your PS5 to reduce power consumption when the feature is enabled and optionally by gamers. And then basically it's going to be able to play your games worse with the trade-off of like saving power. It's part of the green initiative, where they want to be net zero on greenhouse gases come 2040.
Right.
The interesting thing about this specifically is there was like when this kind of rumors and leaks of this PS6 handheld started to come out, part of that kind of info bundle was this power saver mode, where essentially like the PS6 is going to run native games on like throttled settings to be able to handle them handheld.
Right.
So again, Rice, is this them kind of testing the waters?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. There it sounds pretty smart. And honestly, I do support that. I'm trying to just actively think of scenarios where people would switch over to that.
Yeah. Ron in the chat, the power saver for games is an auto feature. I won't be using it.
Yeah,
You know?
see, like there's a conversation around it where while it is like this kind of like, okay, cool, that's a cool initiative, but when would we use it?
Yeah, like do you think most people will choose to like run their games worse to save the environment? Again, a lofty initiative, and I think it's a great one to kind of, drill
Sure.
down on. Are people going to choose to do it?
Maybe 4 people.
Total global.
Total.
Denny, what do you think?
Yeah.
It's interesting in the sense that I kind of mirror the sentiment of who's going to use this, who's asked for this. I think there was something that I actually said in the article as well, that the game has to also support it.
Yeah.
Right. So there has to be what I'm going to now call a PS5 Lite enhancement. So it's got to, I guess everybody has to sign on and buy in for it. And I don't know. I think it's a big ask to ask people who are passionate about their games and want, like there's people who've gone out and spent more money on an upgraded system to thank you, Matt, for volunteering as tribute. So they can play and run their games better and will go back and play games just because they look and play better.
Yes.
How many people are going to sit there and go, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go backwards.
I think I would use it if I'm playing a less demanding game. If I'm playing like an indie game that does support it or whatever, that isn't making full use of the PS5 anyway, and like I'm not really going to see like a massive hit, but it's running on like, a lower power setting, like I could see it that way. But like, yeah, if the next Last of Us 2 comes out, which plays the game backwards to start, like I want that thing running at like the best possible settings, that's why I bought the PS5 Pro. So I think for me it'll kind of be as like per game situation, but I do think that it is an interesting kind of testing bed for them again to like iron out these kinks so that when the PS6 handheld does hit, they are going to have this many games that are already supporting this feature and already running and working on the PS5. Like I think this is an interesting kind of looking glass into the performance that we might be able to expect on that handheld.
Yes, it's honestly, yeah, you're right. Like through the lens of tech, it makes sense. It makes sense. So like, it is a good testing ground. Like a lot of people aren't going to be reading this news and being like, "Ooh, they testing some stuff."
Yeah,
but like for those of us who are enthusiasts and understand tech in that way, yeah, absolutely. This is smart. It's a smart move.
I'm very, very curious as to how this is going to work out for them long term, but we will find out. Let's roll on to our next story. And let's keep it light before we get into some crappy stuff. Coming from VGC, Elden Ring Night Reigns 2-player mode is coming next week. This is coming from Jordan Midler. Patch 102 includes quality of life UI improvements, including more relics filtering options. Currently, the game can only be played as solo or trio. However, now From Software has announced that the game's much requested 2-player mode will be added soon. It's coming on July 30th, so right around the corner. Also, quality of life UI improvements are also going to be part of that. Yeah, I don't understand why this wasn't here to begin with. If they were able to like throw this together, like, because this thing launched at like the end of May, so it's literally 2 months that it took them to get this together. And like, did they really look at it and be like, people are really going to want to play solo, or they're really going to want to play with 3 people? There's no way that people are going to want to play in pairs. That is unfathomable.
No one's going to want to play with their partner.
Right? like as cool as this year. Don't get me wrong, and like hopefully it's been rebalanced in a way that you can, because that's what I've heard from friends who are diehard FromSoft fans who pick this game up and are enjoying it to some extent. That like you live and breathe depending on the third player. Like my buddy plays a lot with his wife. They played a lot together, and he says like when we get a like really cool third person, it's great. When we get somebody who just like bucks off and runs away and does their own thing, like you're screwed. It's game over. Like it doesn't matter what you do. So that's what I mean.
That's
like
Denny.
That's Denny. I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me that this wasn't already here.
Yeah, it's like it feels late. I think that people who have been waiting for this are going to be super excited.
Sure, yeah.
But from our standpoint, that like I understood that this would be great, but I know I'm not even a Elden Ring player, but a lot of people have been asking for this.
Does this move the needle for you at all in terms of like hopping the Night Rain? Yeah,
absolutely. Having a shared experience in a FromSoft game is very appealing to me.
Okay.
Because you are not facing this kind of combat curve on your own, and you're kind of learning together. You can share notes and also work together, have different roles and stuff. So that's very appealing to me.
Denny, what about you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's hard to find a third, and sorry, my mind just wandered for a second there.
I saw that happen.
The gears were just like,
yeah.
No, sometimes it's hard to find a third, and I personally don't like playing with strangers for, box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. So, yeah, if me and Rice can sit here and play it and like die on stream all the time, I'm here for it. And
hell yeah.
We'd have to worry about some random third who's just like running off into running off to the corner. And
actually, that could be Matt. Court has actually reported this. he has reported this.
I think I've heard this story.
God damn it.
Was this Helldivers?
No, it was Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
And Helldivers. Listen, I'm a good team player. Okay. But if you give me the option to nuke my team as we're trying to extract, yeah, I might do it. And it's like on Sea of Thieves, like there was nothing happening. He got mad at me that I kept jumping around on and off of stuff.
Sounds like you're a chaotic good.
This pirate just kept talking to us for like 3 minutes. I got bored. He's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm climbing the lighthouse."
Okay, I do that too. All the jumping challenges in Final Fantasy 14 when you're waiting for stuff.
Shut up, that's me. Let's roll on to our next story, one that has me personally very excited because EA confirms that Battlefield 6 is going to be revealed this week, coming from Jordan Midler over at VGC. The publisher has taken to social media to announce that there's a reveal trailer coming on July 24th. We already actually had that reveal trailer. That's out already. And there's actually like I think like 40 minutes of multiplayer leaked online from Battlefield Labs. So this thing is a leaky vessel, but we do know now that it's called Battlefield 6. There's again rumored release date going on because it seems that like one of the like things that they updated accidentally had October 10th attached to it. This is coming from like EA. Like they may have fucked up that it seems like this thing is an October 10th launch, which like why not add another game into the right around Yote and Digimon? Like just fucking throw something else at me. Like 2 pillars of greatness in our digital community. Battlefield. I've been like a massive Battlefield fan since 1942. Like I played everyone. I played so much 1943, so much Bad Company 2 and 3. Like me and my friend, like Battlefield like 4 and Battlefield 1, like we were villains, like top 2 on our squad every time. Like we got like into it. I saw him this weekend. I was like, Battlefield's coming, and he hasn't touched his PS5 in like a year. He's like, tell me when, and I'm there. And I'm like, bet.
Yes,
like, we're gonna run shit. So like Battlefield for me has like I've always been a much bigger Battlefield person than a Call of Duty person.
Yeah.
So like I am very excited. I still played a lot of 2042. As shitty as it was initially, it got a lot better as time went on. I am very excited for Battlefield 6.
Yeah.
Am I alone here?
No, not at all.
No.
Although my experience is flipped. I started on COD. I got into Battlefield in and around 3.
Okay.
And then first of all, 3 and 4 had some really great campaigns, and the multiplayer experience just felt really it felt big and balanced, and that was what really, really drew me. And if I wanted to play, some close quarters maps, then I'd hop into COD. But like the vehicle warfare just made so much sense in Battlefield, and there was intentionality in your roles as well. So I had a lot of fun with that, with a great fire team. So.
And speaking of which, in terms of like the way that I play with people, my friend is like, he'll like snipe, or he's like an engineer taking his time. I go into that loadout and just run face first into whatever I like. He's like, Matt, cover me. I'm like, I am already gone.
Everyone needs a Rambo.
I'm like, I'm already around the corner and down the hallway, bro.
This is why Court says what he says.
Yeah. But again, we found our ebb and our flow. So if you guys are going to hop into Battlefield 6, I am looking forward to playing with
you. Hell yeah. Let's go.
We are going to run train on them fools.
All right. Yeah.
Denny, are you ready for Battlefield?
Yes.
Running trains?
I'm choo-choo. I'm the caboose. No,
random aside, did you see I saw this like TikTok about Thomas the Tank Engine?
Oh god.
Where like the OG series in like Denmark or whatever it's from like Europe, where like how like Thomas the Tank Engine here in like Canada and the States was like it was a pretty happy show,
Sure.
where there was always like a lesson learned or whatever. Yeah, I saw this TikTok where they were going over like how like the Denmark original from like the 80s was like the polar opposite, where like there's literally like a through line of this like train that like didn't want to come out of like out of like the station because it was like scared or it was raining or something. So they literally like the through line for this train is that like the conductor's like, all right, well if it's not coming out, I guess we got to like brick it up. So they literally like, seal this train into
they did that in an episode.
Into the wall. Yeah, but you would think that like the ending of the episode would be like, oh, they kind of learned their lesson and they came out. No. You never see that train again.
He dies.
But does it die or is it just there existing?
It's gone. I don't know. Do trains die?
I would assume.
These are sentient beings that we're talking about.
This is what's his name? Okay, the sad story of Henry. Was it Henry?
Maybe
Henry.
Because they locked up Henry in like the version we got.
Oh, did they? I don't know, bro.
Yeah. I don't know if he died or they let him out. I just remember the scene where like, because you remember how it was like. I don't know how to explain it, but like you just see the bricks pile up and all of a sudden his face is gone. They just shove him in the tunnel.
And you just see like his eyes poking out at one point. Like it's just like full Wilson. Anyways, Danny, are you excited for Battlefield 6?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm excited. I just said
you just derailed our train.
Hey.
Yes, exactly this. Hold on for the viewers at home. Wait. Yes, look at this. Like literally. They just kind of fill this guy in, and then he's gone.
That is Henry.
He's just gone, bro. Look at his face. He doesn't want this.
That is like
at this point.
Oh no, that is terrible. He's just gonna exist behind a brick wall forever and not being able to move.
Right? What a way to go.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
sorry. We're gonna keep derailing for a second because I just read the plot for this. Henry can only sit and watch the other engines passing through the adjacent tunnel. He often sees Edward and Gordon pass by. Edward always toots hello with his whistle, while Gordon is unsympathetic to Henry and tells him it serves him right. Because Henry's fire has gone out. He has no steam to respawn. Dirt and soot from the tunnel's roof have already ruined his paint anyway. Now that Henry is very sad, lonely, and cold, he wonders if he will ever be let out to pull trains again.
What? They exiled him.
Yeah, that man is not running. That man is not running train.
Damn.
I hope there's a train in Battlefield 6 like there was in Battlefield 1. Good times.
I never played Battlefield 1.
Oh, bro, it was so good.
So I've only played maybe 3 Battlefield games.
Okay.
Battlefield 1943.
Yep.
Battlefield Bad Company.
Yep.
And Battlefield 4. Oh, Battlefield 3 and 4 as well.
Okay.
Awesome games. So much fun. I also appreciate the fact that it is not an annual release type game.
Same.
Yeah. You actually have time to get in there. Yeah, you get expansion packs and whatever, but you have time to get in there and actually play the goddamn game and not just be like, I need to play as much as I can before October because Call of Duty Black Ops 2743 is coming out.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens.
Plus, it's like it was never as good as Battlefield Bad Company 2702. Like, there's no comparing to. Like, there's no complaining to that one.
Facts.
Exactly. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. If it's a game that's good and it runs as well as the other ones have ran, and it's not Battlefield 2042, and yeah,
it's good now.
It's good now. It is good now.
It really is. If you were to jump in, I think you would enjoy yourself.
They've overhauled
on PS
Plus, everything.
Right?
Yeah,
they've overhauled everything.
If you're not playing any other first-person shooters, like that one's a good one to get into.
It's a great.
Right.
It's real good.
Adding it to the backlog.
No, you're not.
Let's round out with one last news story before we head into sadder territory, because 7 months after Cyberpunk's last update, yet more content has been revealed. It's coming from Andy Robinson over at VGC. Cyberpunk 27 Update 2.3, which, like 2.2, created in partnership with Virtuous, will release on PS5, Xbox Series on July 17th. So it's out already. There's a new statement that's going to add new quests, new vehicles, photo mode features, and more. And there's now a Delamain taxi service, so you can basically let auto drive you for free. Pretty cool to a game that, like, they said that they were done with.
Yeah.
You know, they literally were like, it's it. You know, patch 2.2 is the end of the line. We've made it. We're going to wall this thing up, get the bricks ready. But unlike Henry, they let this thing back out.
Damn.
Yeah, they've added like a whole bunch of shit here. Like, I just think that it's cool that they keep bringing more into the world of 2077. So it's a game that I keep I played this shit when it came out. Okay. And still liked it. Yes. I keep thinking about going back and like loading up a fresh save and like giving it the good old thing, like the good old college try again, and like again playing through it again, doing different choices. I never played the Phantom Liberty, so like it's something that I keep thinking about. Maybe this is a good time for me to roll back through.
I would highly recommend playing it.
Yeah,
it's great. And I played through it with the old system. In terms of character progression, it's much more intuitive now.
Okay.
It makes a lot more sense, and I actually had a lot of fun customizing my character as I progressed. So with that in mind, plus the DLC kind of story was just impeccable. Some really great performances in that. Yeah, man, I would highly recommend going back.
Goddamn, I think it's just like I kept telling myself it's backlog season, and I've played nothing for my backlog. It's the dog days of summer. I'm gonna have time. I haven't.
Yeah, but you have work, like you're reviewing stuff, so
it's just, but it's like, yeah, but like, you know, I think about it.
But Persona chores.
See, this guy gets it. You know he's counting. You know he's counting the days to Destiny Rising, where he'll be doing Destiny chores. So like, it's just
daily challenges, bro. Daily challenges.
Yeah, you have to hop in and run your dailies. It's just what it is, you know?
Absolutely.
Let's hit a couple of shittier stories on our way to a couple listener questions, because Splitgate 2 evidently did not make first-person shooters great again. This is coming from Jordan Midler over at VGC. Splitgate 2 is quote-unquote unlaunching as developer 1047 Games cuts staff. The shooter, which was released in June, has faced low player numbers during its opening weeks and mixed fan feedback from players. Now, developer 1047 Games has said it's taking the game off sale in order to work on it further, listen to fan complaints, and attempt to move forward. We believe in Splitgate 2, opens a message from 1047 Games founders Ian Proul and Nicholas Bagamian. I apologize if I've messed up your name. We launched too early. We had ambitious goals to Splitgate 2, and in our excitement to share it with you, we bit off more than we could chew. We rushed certain features, made some boneheaded mistakes, and most importantly, we didn't give you the polished, porta-filled mayhem you fell in love with. So I kind of looked into this to see, you know, I played some of Splitgate 2, and while I did enjoy it, it also did feel like a different game. I played the shit out of the original Splitgate. I played so much of it with my brother and some of my cousins. We really, really enjoyed it. But this one tried to do too much. Like, they went into these like almost, it wasn't a hero shooter by any stretch of the imagination, but it's almost like class-based system that just didn't work as well. There wasn't as many portal areas that you could really mess with. They added a battle royale for whatever reason while wearing a hat that said "Make first-person shooters great again." They released a cosmetic bundle that literally cost like $80 US
Yikes.
So like there was like a number of things that they did that just like for talking about how much they hated the current state of first person shooters
Yeah.
to go on and make like the sort of just speed run all of the worst decisions that you can make for a game in that way is just truly incredible. My heart goes out to all these devs that are losing their jobs in the midst of all this because it sounds like
Totally.
this is stupid management decisions, and of course
Yeah.
they're fine.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. Bryce, hit me with those thoughts and feels.
I absolutely fell in love with the original Splitgate,
Mhm.
and was really sad to hear that, it just wasn't doing as well. I didn't get into Splitgate 2, and I think that that was maybe a symptom of just me playing other things,
Mhm.
and maybe not believing that that original experience could be pulled off, and it seems that that is unfortunately true. Like, when you said the battle royale thing, I was like, "Why?" I mean, like, part of why my friends and I were jumping into Splitgate is that it wasn't,
Mhm.
an Apex or a Fortnite or something like that, or even a Call of Duty Warzone. Like, we had fun because it felt like Halo and Portal,
Yes, that's
you
what it was.
know?
It captured this like mid 2000s competitive multiplayer shooter that I feel like we just haven't
Yeah.
gotten in a hot minute. Where it's like, yeah, these are quick rounds. It's in and out of the
Yes.
action fast. You're learning the maps. You're learning the guns. Like there's a flow
Mhm.
to it that like in this search for battle royales we've kind of lost.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. It had such a nice charm to it that, we're always looking for shooters to do something different, and this was
Mm-hmm.
different. This was
Mm-hmm.
different. And, yeah, I wish that those decisions to kind of they spread themselves too thin,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately.
Denny, did you split gate at all?
I did not split gate. Fun fact, the reason why I had that little like weird moment earlier today was I opened up my Xbox app on my PC and I looked over and it's telling me to go play Splitgate 2.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
Can't.
I
You
don't
can't.
I
It
can't.
lied.
But like you, Matt, I also went and like looked into it and I kind of just went into like Reddit to see like what people were saying about the game because there was that news article that came out that like they lost 80% of their player base like super fast.
Damn.
And a lot of people, what one thing that a lot of people had said, which kind of makes me think about that boneheaded move statement or being overly ambitious, is that as the game was kind of going through its beta phases, and there were people who were beta testing the game, all the feedback that came out between beta 1, nothing was really changed into beta 2, and nothing was changed from beta 2 into the actual launch.
Mm.
So it
Right.
seems like if there was feedback, right, this may be, to change things or to bring up something, it wasn't heard.
Mm-hmm.
And it could, I'm sure that would be something that leads to the downfall of a game like this because a lot of people, like you said, didn't want it battle royale in this mode or didn't want like the hero shooter-esque feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything you've kind of said was like already like being mirrored in these comments and Reddit. So um I'm glad they're trying to go back to it and kind of bring out a better quality product. I just if they're keeping their heads down, I think they said to what till 2026.
Yep.
Is that enough? Is that too long to the point where no one will care anymore?
Well, that's kind of the question that I find like we're in this interesting period where like obviously for us growing up when the game came out that was the game. There was no patches that like whatever you got on disc was what you got and that was it. And then we kind of went through this, the era of a lot of patches and everything. And now we're kind of entering the era of like unlaunching games and then relaunching them again later. And I don't think we've had a single success story
Yeah.
in that like multiverses wasn't it. Splitgate, I
Right.
don't think it's gonna be it. Like these games that they've like actively launched, taken back. I mean, like Concord never even came back, right? Which I'm sure and they saw the writing on the wall that like it wasn't gonna work if they brought it back. Like
Mhm.
No Man's Sky is your rare example where like they didn't unlaunch
Rare.
it. They just went and even Cyberpunk, they
Mhm.
left it as it was. They got in there, they did the damn work, and then they
Yeah.
it again now Cyberpunk, a much celebrated game, which I think at launch, was something that nobody ever would have thought they could bring it around. Same thing with No Man's Sky.
No
You know,
Man's Sky is a good one.
like
Yeah.
and again, like I don't know if that would have been possible if they took the game away and then brought it back again later, because by that point, like, old game is old, and this industry is moving at such a quick sprint that, like, if you don't do it and you don't, like, commit to doing it in front of everyone, I don't know if people are going to care when you do bring it back around.
Yeah. And there is a bit of this, like, kind of prestige behind being a player that had supported the game even through its bullshit, you know? Like, there's bragging rights there. There's like loyalty there, and I think that those people kind of gain like an ownership of, you know, what they're playing, and it's more likely that they would recommend it to people when the game gets good. So
and that's the thing. I think you hit a really salient point there, because you don't have that, like, live iteration that I feel like with No Man's Sky or with Cyberpunk, you literally see happening as you're playing it. So when there's people who do, like, evangelize it and, like, really, kind of ground themselves in it and live through those changes alongside the game, to those are the people that are like, it's good now, you guys have to hop in, they're doing XYZ, here's all the reasons why you should be playing it again. That doesn't exist because those players haven't been able to move alongside the game with it, right?
We're in the dark.
And another delay here, and some more job loss, of course, coming from VGC, written by Andy Robinson. Supermassive has delayed Directive 8020 amid a round of layoffs. The decision was not taken lightly, and we know it'll be an incredibly difficult time for everyone. Dark Picture Studio Supermassive has announced a round of layoffs and delayed its sci-fi horror game Directive 8020 into 2026. In a statement published on its social media channels, the studio said that it's begun its redundancy process for around 36 employees. The decision was not taken lightly, and we know it will be an incredibly difficult time for everyone. It said our absolute priority will be to offer full support to those affected. And that's moving Directive 8020 out of, like, I think it was supposed to launch in October. Now it gets moved into the first half of 2026.
Brutal.
Have either one of you played any of these games?
This is the Dark Pictures anthology games?
Yeah.
Oh, I've watched a lot of them through fellow streamers, but I've not played them myself.
I almost feel like I love Until Dawn. I played the first Dark Pictures anthology game and liked it fine. And then I feel like I blinked and there was like 6 of them. And I wonder if there was too much too quickly that you never really felt, at least for me from the outside looking in, I never really was looking forward to the next one, because by the time I felt like it was the next one, it was actually like 2 or 3 later. And I'm being a little bit hyperbolic here. I think there's only like 5 or 6 in total across this thing, but still, like, that feels like a lot in like 5 or 6 years, where it feels like you're basically getting one every like a year or two. That, like, if this was like an annual Halloween thing, you know what I mean? Maybe people would buy into it more. But I almost feels like this is why like episodic games went away, is because, like, by the time the next episode is out, you just don't care as much anymore. You know? I don't know.
Give us the whole thing.
Denny, did they MCU it?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. They potato chip the crap out of this. Yeah, I think the initial thing from this was like they were going to release 8 games in almost 4 years.
Yeah,
every 6 months there was going to be a new game that was going to come out, and that's just too much for anything. It's Did they say? I don't remember much of the article, but did they say why the layoffs? Like, I mean, obviously, sure, business decision,
redundancy.
The response to the game so far has been fantastic. And additional time, they basically want more time to get the game to a point where they feel like it's ready to go.
I think that's fine. If
I don't have a problem with the delay.
Yeah,
you know, but like, you know, people losing their job sucks.
That's what I'm trying to think, right? Because you've announced a round of layoffs, and then you in turn also say we're delaying the game because we need more time. So does that mean you could benefit from the people you laid off?
That's a good point. That's a very good point that I don't have an answer to.
Yeah, it just sucks. It sucks all around. Yeah, it says here, Medan came out 2019, Little Hope 2020, House of Ashes 2021. So every year
there's a new game.
Yeah, so there wasn't not enough time for people to even process, the first game kind of gain traction before the next game was coming out. So it's tough.
Well,
I
that
know,
like, sorry, go ahead, Rice.
no, I was just gonna say, I know that streamers were kind of playing them in succession, like you would binge a show. Um, but that's the thing, like that's a very small player base trying to binge all of them at once. It did feel like they released all of these stories at once, and the stories were pretty janky.
Some of them were
Yeah.
were pretty janky, and I also do feel like these are games, and maybe this is almost like a little bit of a victim of streaming culture. Like these
Sure.
games are fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like I wonder. I mean, clearly Netflix saw the writing on the wall because they canned their own kind of choose your own adventure games that they were running on that service for a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like maybe these folks that like again, like if I watched somebody play Cyberpunk, you know what I mean? I can still go in and play Cyberpunk and have a fundamentally different experience.
Yep.
Encounter to encounter, fight to fight, choice to choice. These games, yes, they have like branching narratives and branching paths, but like you will fundamentally have a very similar feeling experience. I played Until Dawn with like a bunch of friends in a room. We basically like hankered down for like 12 hours, passed the controller around, each took characters and had a lot of fun with it. But like, am I going to play a lot of like Until Dawn or one of these games like sitting here by myself?
No,
not really.
It's a social experience.
Yeah. So like, I just wonder if like they never really created that want for more. So
sure.
I don't know,
Sure.
Because I feel like the delay is one thing. The delay is totally fine. Take your time, put out the game that you want to put out. But the delays in hand with that is what sucks.
Yeah.
We're actually gonna go to one more story. We have some breaking news. Coming from good old Bluesky from Culture Crave, we have some details on the God of War series. Coming to Amazon, this is adapting the Norse era games. So we have confirmation that it is going to focus on Kratos and Atreus. Tone is going to emulate the tone of the game. Game director Corey Barlog is actively involved. Already 2 seasons greenlit. The first season is going to be 10 episodes. Scripts are still being written. Filming begins in 2026 at the earliest, which means that this show is probably going to come out in like 2027, the back half of 2027 at the earliest, because I imagine this is going to be a pretty effects heavy show.
Do we have a cast already or no?
Nope.
No cast.
Nope. We have nothing.
Scripts are still being written, right?
Yeah, scripts are still being written. They don't know what they're doing with this yet. I'm excited for this, but I'm also nervous.
Oh, I'm mad nervous, bro.
Like this is going to take some like heavy visual work. And like
good visual work.
And like a lot of really like brutal violence. Like these massive set pieces. Like this is going to cost them. Like I mean, we know Prime likes to throw money. Like what was Lord of the Rings? Like wasn't it like more like multiple $1 million an episode to put that show together?
Budgets.
Yeah.
So like hopefully they're gonna give them their room to do their thing. But how do we feel about them jumping to the Norse games? Did you want them to like I assume that we're going to see the glimpses of Greece and in kind of flashbacks. But Denny, as somebody who recently played Ragnarok, how are you feeling about them kind of jumping into the current era of God of War?
It makes sense. I think it's more relatable than going back to the Greek mythos. I think that's the only reason why you do it is that you've already got people who are of an age where they can watch this show, who've recently played, God of War on PS4 and Ragnarok, and it'll be able to be an easy hook. And there might be those people who haven't gone back and played like God of War 1, 2, 3, Ascension. So to me, it makes sense if why they would do it. But yeah, I could see them doing a lot of like flashbacks to maybe Greece. And that's it.
Rice, what you think?
Yeah, I think the relatability part is a good point, man, because like Kratos being a father, and Atreus' character is also super interesting, and kind of the narrative that unfolds through the games, I think was very, very compelling. The tone of the previous God of War games, it was massively different, and the experience was different as well. While I those games are goated in my heart, like they're a massively different thing in my mind. And so the Norse mythology is great. I really liked their approach to it. Unlike Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I did not like that approach, but the kind of the whole world that you feel in both God of War and Ragnarok, it was really kind of fully realized, and you were wanting more of these characters. So I'm excited, but like you said, also very, very nervous. Anything that is adapted from a video game, I always get nervous about.
I am happy to hear that Corey's involved. That does give
Yes.
you like more, excitement towards it. I am curious on how this is going to go. I also do think it is a good call to go straight to Norse and kind of leave. Like, you can have like your super violent flashbacks with really cool fight scenes. I don't think that translates as well to like a season of television where your character is one note. You know what I mean? There's much more breathing room in the characterization and stuff that they could do with the Norse era compared to Greece. You know what I mean? Like, there's a
100%.
reason why God of War has become what it is now, and that was to align with PlayStation's focus more on these narrative single-player adventures. And I do think that translates better into a season of TV compared to Greece.
Yeah.
Those scenes are definitely going to be badass, and like I hope we get like give me like a Greece hallway, like Daredevil hallway scene in like a temple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, give me some cool ass shit like that.
Yep.
And I think that works. But like, I think that like, ground the character in the now and have some cool fight scenes in the kind of background to kind of, still have that era feel alive in and of itself.
Sure.
We got one question coming from Lord L III saying, now that Microsoft is out of shows and movies on Xbox, is it time for PlayStation to become the media streaming system again? Did it ever stop? Will this help sales and retention? So what Lord L is kind of what Luke is referencing here is that Xbox has basically said you're not going to be able to buy movies or shows on our platform anymore. They're basically ending that service. You can't do that anymore, which is interesting given now it's basically a decade after the infamous Xbox E3 unveiling of the One X and the One S, where they were like TV. Of course, everybody has seen that highlight reel of how many times they said TV, or kind of they were really trying to make that all-in-one entertainment box. Does PlayStation care enough to try and go for that spot? Okay, here, let me ask you both the question before we kind of dive into this. Denny, when you watch your Netflix, your Disney, your whatever show or streaming platform that you choose to engage with, how do you watch it?
Usually directly.
Why are you laughing?
Because he was thinking of Pornhub, this little fucking
this
little vagrant. I said streaming service, and this guy went, "Who? OnlyFans?"
No, I will either watch it through the app on my smart TV or on my phone.
Okay, right. Same question.
I have a number of Chromecasts and Rokus in the house, so that is my primary form of watching my media. I don't use my PlayStation to watch anything.
Same. So that was kind of where I was going to lead with this, is like, again, similarly to Denny, I like my smart TV has all of the things on it. And or else I'll just, I have it up on my PC when I'm doing other things and I'm kind of watching, I just have something playing there. I can't remember the last time I like actively used my PlayStation to engage with any form of media.
Yeah.
Denny over there snickering.
I'll tell you why I'm snickering.
Tell me why that's so Raven, because I feel like that's where you're at today.
I like that show.
This is
great show. Yeah, right?
No, but it's funny because this question made me think right away. How many of us actually use Sony Pictures Core?
And that's what I wanted to bring up too.
Like, there's already something on there for people to watch, like movies or whatever. How many people are actually using it?
Didn't we have like multiple opportunities to get like free movies or something? And like I
think we still do if you have PS Plus Premium. I don't even know.
That's what I mean. I just like I don't know many people who still use there was that era, don't get me wrong, where like I feel like when smart TVs weren't as prevalent, then I was using my PlayStation as my kind of predominant streaming, machine.
Sure.
But like those days are gone.
Yep.
Yeah, man. The market's already oversaturated with other streaming services. So I'm not using this console to watch any of those shows.
I think that just because it's so accessible, there was a time and point where you bought a PlayStation because it was a DVD player or a Blu-ray player.
Yep.
Right. That time is now gone because anything can stream any service, right? Especially with, for example, how many TVs now are coming out using Roku as their backbone or Android TV as their end. And those apps are already there and they're already updated. You don't have to worry. It's easier to navigate with a remote control. Some of them have voice activated searches. The experience to stream or consume media on your regular TV that you can go to a Walmart or a Best Buy and not even put down a large amount of money is much better than going and spending, money on a PS5 not just to watch, but like to have that as a secondary feature. It's really not a value add, I feel, in this day and age.
I feel like it's more of one of those things that just like has to be there, where it's like when Switch, like so many people were like, "Where's like Netflix? Where's YouTube on the
Where's
Switch?"
YouTube? Yeah,
where's YouTube? Like where is it? Because it's just like it's weirder if it's not there now.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And like Danny was saying, you can get a smart TV for like less than $200 in Canada now, which is like a bag of carrots in the States.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
2 bags of carrots now.
Bingo. So that's what I mean. Like, I feel like nobody's really used, or I'm not saying, sorry, not nobody, but nobody is fucking nobody. Nobody's buying any of these things anymore for that functionality.
No.
Yeah.
Physical media. I mean, even like a lot of the PlayStations nowadays, like digital, like again, the PS5 Pro at default and the PS5 Slim is a discless console, right? You're not playing any physical media from it, like games, let alone, DVDs or Blu-rays, on top of the fact that like Xbox Game Pass exists on a lot of these TVs where you don't even need the Xbox to do it. So it's kind of gone in the opposite direction where now, Apple, Xbox, Google, even PlayStation is looking for a way to get onto your TV.
Yeah.
Where you could run PlayStation Plus theoretically right from your TV instead of having that middleman.
Yeah. And believe it or not, some people's main form of consumption is their phone. They'll watch stuff on the go. And yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me, at least.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I feel like it just makes sense for them not to care anymore. Like I feel like that's just I don't see them investing anymore into it because I don't think there's that want or that need. That brings us to the end of this week's show, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Rice, my boy, where can people see more of that glorious mug of yours?
Yes, everybody. If you're not already following me, please do at my Linktree /Rice BRYYY TV. You will find all of my collaborations and affiliations there, including this podcast with this lovely Matt.
And remember,
what filter are you using?
What filter?
Yes, voice filter. To do that.
Bixby.
Got it.
By Samsung.
And remember, if you don't go follow Rice in all those places, this is basically what he's going to look like. Okay, so make sure you go support. Otherwise, you're breaking up.
We're gonna have to break them up.
And
that's that post nut clarity right there. That face.
That is that post nut clarity right there. And Denny, my dude, where can people see you?
They can find all my links on Linktree /Dinnerkin Gaming. It'll be mostly, if you want to find me, Instagram's the best place. So is Twitch. And then everything else is sprinkled all throughout the other places. Yeah.
He replies to all the comments, guys.
Yeah. Danny replies to all the comments with feet pics. So if you're, get
Instagram's changed that. I don't want to get banned. So it'll just be a link to feet pics now.
There you go. Link in bio. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? As for myself, of course, you can find me here at Console Creatures doing a bunch of writing, and you can also find my words over at butwhythough.net. Folks, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate all of you as always, and we'll be back next week. And get ready for the next couple of shows because they're going to be an adventure.
Yeah.
We'll see you then. Peace.
Bye.